It's me, Darrell Smith, and it's game day. Today I'm showing you recipes that will make you the MVP of any party. We got Ricky Williams joining us in the kitchen today, Heisman winner, NFL legend, entrepreneur. We're gonna make some oxtail burrito tacos. We have elote corn made with couscous. And to top it all off, we have an ice cream taco station. So if you're hungry, you wanna make sure you stick around for this. This is a big day because he doesn't know this, but this is one of my idols and I get to stand next to him. What is that passion, that confidence, that type of drive? Because you could see it just like looking at the way you move, that you just had a fearlessness. How does that feel? Like, you know what I mean? Like to be on the field and be like, there's nobody on this field that can touch me.
You know,
if they do, I'm gonna hurt them.
My very first day of pads in Pop Warner, right? It was my very first time, and we had that drill where two people line up and they go head to head. Yeah. And so I got to the back of the line because I wanted to watch. Yeah. And I watched and I realized whoever goes out there, goes the hardest is the one that wins. And so I went out there against the best player on the team. I just went as hard as I could and it was a stalemate. And from then I learned. And it's primal, you know? If I'm coming through the hole and there's especially a DB coming through the hole, it's like, who wants it more?
For our couscous elote salad, I just want to dice our red pepper nice and small. We don't need too much of this. I want that color, I want some of that sweetness of it. And I'm just going to sit this right to the side. I'm gonna show you a little trick, man.
Yeah, please.
This is something that I like watching cooking shows, but sometimes I feel as though it's not realistic. Like some of the things I'll see somebody chop an onion and I'm like, nah, I can't chop an onion that fast, one, and then like into small strands. However, I'm gonna show you a little trick.
Is it gonna make you cry?
Nah, okay. I hope not. I hope not. I would try not to cry too. But I'm gonna show you a little trick to dicing an onion really small, because with something like elote corn, I don't want big pieces of onions. Like I want little small strands. What I like to do is I'll take my knife and I'll go across right here. Super small.
And you don't go all the way through, you stop?
No, no. Go across, go across. Now when I get to the top, I go all the way through. The reason for that is because now I expose all of this, and instead of me trying to slice down on a circular piece, then when you do this, you can go as small as you want. When you get to the end, all of my strands are super small. And it's the same thing that you'll see whenever you watch like a food show, where they have the super small dices with super sharp knives. But if it's something that intimidates you, I think this is just a better method.
Yeah.
And so with our elote corn, we got a few things. I like white onion just because it's more crunchy. It'll give you a nice texture, especially when you're dealing with something like corn and couscous, because this is a little more gummy. Corn is corn.
Yeah.
I mean, so we'll bring it back to football. Did you have like a pregame ritual or
I did.
meal? What was it?
I mean, it changed and evolved throughout my career, but at the end of my career, I had a whole ritual. You know, I played until I was 34, and so
That's ancient in NFL.
Yeah. So to keep my body and my mind right, I wake up early, you know, do a little stretching, do a little meditation, do some prayers, and I like to be light in the game. So the only thing I'd ever eat on game day was I make a fruit smoothie, throw some fruit, some yogurt, a little bit of honey, and that was it.
To this, I'm going to add all of my ingredients. So we got our red pepper, we got our white onion. Now, so with this, what I like to do whenever I'm mixing like ingredients with sauces, I always like to mix the sauces in different bowls. For this, I'm gonna have you just pour a little bit of mayonnaise.
How much is a little bit?
I'll tell you when to stop. Keep going, keep going.
That's a little bit?
Yeah, that's a little bit. But we're gonna cut it. We're gonna cut it with the crema.
Got it.
So we got this. I like crema. Like mayonnaise is oily. It's a little more like fatty.
Yeah.
This is something that cuts through. So it's like a watered down sour cream.
Got it.
It's crema. Yeah.
Got it.
So we got that, and then I'll add cotija cheese. I'll add this to it, and next. I like to take a little bit of cilantro. Matter of fact, I'll have you cut this out. I'll ball it up like that.
I feel like a real chef, man.
Yeah, hell yeah. Chef Rick.
I think that's good.
So with football, what did it teach you now? So if you could look back, what are the lessons that you think you were able to learn and carry on to what you do now in present day?
Again, it comes back to confidence. You know, I showed myself that I could start from zero and make it to become the best at something.
Yeah.
And so I feel like anything I do, I know there's a formula.
Yeah.
You know, find good mentors, find good teachers, and put the work in. Yeah.
And just mix all of these things together. I really want that color to come through. That flavor. Missing one thing, we're gonna grab some cumin. There you go. So if you had one dish, people coming over to your crib and you had to make one dish, what would that thing be? Not tacos, it ain't tacos.
It'd be tacos.
It's still
It'd be
tacos?
tacos, yeah.
That's your only thing?
You asked my go-to.
That's the go-to?
That's my go-to.
That's fair, that's fair.
You gotta have a go-to,
Nah,
you know, when
you're right.
when you
What?
gotta impress.
Yeah, all right, my bad. I'm talking to an expert now, taco expert, my bad. Let me plate this up. Pickled onions, I just keep these in the fridge.
It's just for the color, not for the...
For both.
Yeah.
So I like this because whenever I add something like mayonnaise, I like a vinegary bite just because it kind of like, it brings the whole dish together.
Yeah.
So you get the creamy and then you get something to like, punch you right in the tongue. I'm a fan of it. All right, that.
Yeah, some of these onions too.
Yeah, got to. It's onion, right? That's good.
I'm very good, yeah, the pickles.
Yeah. All right. That tastes good. We'll be back. Well, let's get started. We were prepared for everything. So we got oxtail tacos, but we also got some jackfruit just in case you want to go back to being vegetarian one day. So I'm going to teach you how to make it just in case.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We got a little bit of jackfruit, so I'll put this here.
Yeah.
And all I'm going to have you do is saute up a little jackfruit. Are you familiar with jackfruit?
I'm not, but it looks like meat.
Smell that. Jackfruit is one of those things where it kind of gives you that texture of meat, but it's a fruit. But it's like, a lot of people will use it as a substitute
It's
for...
like pulled pork.
It does look like pulled pork. That's
Yeah.
what I was about to say.
Yeah.
They use it as a substitute for pulled pork.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful because you can kind of flavor it the way you want it to be flavored. And that's what we did here. We marinated in a little bit of sauce. We're just gonna take some of that and put it right into this pan.
How much?
A little bit of oil. How much you want? I would say enough for like 2 tacos.
2 tacos.
Yeah, that's good. I'm gonna grab this from this side. And show you this. Look how bubbly it is.
What is that?
That's oxtail. It seems like you're a little more interested in this than that.
And that's just in water, or what else? What else?
No, so consomme. You know consomme?
What is that?
Consomme, you ever had birria tacos where you dip
Yeah,
it into?
yeah.
So consomme is the thing that you dip it into.
Okay.
But the way that you make the actual taco is that you submerge it into that meat so it's flavored it. And then once you extract all of the meat out of it, now you got the consomme, which is the sauce that you get to dip it into.
Okay. And the meat, when you pull out of there, it'll be similar to this texture.
Nice and creamy. Absolutely.
Got it.
Yeah. That's why I wanted to use something like jackfruit, just because of that similar texture that it had.
Yeah.
Let's put this into a bowl. Now talk me through it. Your recruitment process. So you grow up in San Diego. You are recruited by every place in America, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And you choose Texas. Why?
So I had a checklist.
Okay.
You know, things that I wanted to get out of my experience. And one, I wanted to go to a big university. I wanted to start as a freshman.
Yeah.
And the main thing is I wanted to go somewhere where big university, and they were like, they'd been down a little bit, and they were right on the cusp of getting back on. And
Why that?
because like the idea of wanting to contribute.
No, I feel that.
No,
And what was the feeling that you got when you went on your recruit with?
it was family. It was a feeling of family. So I remember distinctly. I was in the dorms with the guys, and we were going out. And we went out that night, and one of the receivers and the running back got into a fight.
Oh, wow.
Like they were throwing heads.
Wow.
And what struck me was within a half an hour, we were all back in the room and everybody was friends again.
Yeah.
You know, for me, that was that feeling of family. Another thing I noticed, one of the guys needed to borrow a car, and 4 guys threw him as king. So it was just that feeling of this is a clan.
Did you grow up cooking?
I did.
What was your dish?
Tacos.
Really? Mm-hmm. Was did you have somebody in your family that cooked? Was it your mom, grandma, or?
My mom, my grandma.
Man, that's cool. Same story to me. I growing up, my grandma, my mom, they would cook, and I was the guy who like licked the cake bowl.
Yeah.
So I was the man who come in and it was like, all right, real here, you lick the cake bowl, but then after you got the dishes.
Yeah.
And so that's how I grew up, and I loved it, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna add a little bit of Oaxaca cheese to my pan. Get this melted on the bottom. We fry the cheese onto it, and then we fry it again. So we're gonna pour a little bit of consomme, and then we fry it shut, and it's gonna be nice and crispy.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You just want to put some of that oxtail right on top of that cheese. Look how juicy that is. Now we take our tortilla.
I like to burn that cheese just so it gives it a little bit of texture, right?
Okay. And flip it right over. And now once we do that, we just flip to this one side.
Let's get the rest of that meat.
Where you think you're going?
So, Heisman, man, like, that's big. Like, to be able to go to a school and win the Heisman, 2 things. Once you started to change your diet, do you think that helped you become a better runner and a better player, both physically and mentally? And then 2, on the route to the Heisman, what do you think was the thing that separated you? Was it the food? Was it the mentality? Was it the training? Like, what was different?
It was confidence. It was confidence. And I won the Heisman as a senior, and a lot of, these days, when I got to my senior year, I realized I'd been starting since a freshman, and no one in college football had more reps than I. I'm like, one of my coach. I mean, I love my college coach, John Makovic. Yeah. He prepared us for life. Yeah. I mean, he give us our itineraries each week, and he would put quotes. Yeah. And so I still have some quotes in my mind. And one of them was, he said, you're either green and growing or you're ripe and rotting. You never stay the same. Yeah. And I always think about, which one am I? Am I getting better, or am I going the other way? And that kept me motivated. The other thing he would say is practice makes, and then we'd all say perfect, and he'd say no. He'd say practice makes permanent. Perfect practice makes perfect. And so.
Yeah, we're just gonna take a little bite.
Perfect. Got it. Can't tell it's not meat.
Yeah, right? Mm-hmm. That's the beautiful thing about jackfruit, just because you can flavor it however you want, and the texture of it is like, it'll surprise your ass. Mm-hmm. Try that piece.
Yeah.
Now that's oxtail.
Oh,
which one you like better?
Yeah, oxtail.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you got good taste.
It's savory, right? Yeah. Like jackfruit's savory, but it's not deeply savory. You know? Exactly. Yeah.
It's halftime, and we're talking running back with a GOAT running back. So tell me, like, when you see a hole open up, what's the first thing that goes through your mind?
It's just trust. You know, and I was thinking when I first started playing running back in Pop Warner, everything just looked like this. Yeah, you know, everything just looked like that. Yeah. And I had no idea what was going on, but like anything, you do it more and more, and the game slows down. Yeah. And then you tap into that intuition or the flow or being in the zone. And I was making cuts. I would see something almost before it happened, and I would react to it, and I didn't know what was going on, but it's just really getting in the zone. Yeah. You know?
I saw you had is it High, the weed brand?
Heisman.
Heisman. Yes. Yeah. So talk about that.
You know, so the main thing with Heisman is when I was going through everything with the NFL and when I failed the drug test. There was nobody out there talking about cannabis in a positive way. Yeah. And so I didn't have any validation from my internal experience. And so I wanted to create something so younger people out there going through something similar to me, they have someone they can look up to. Yeah. Because if all the story about cannabis that we inherited is that you're a stoner, like it's a negative image. Yeah. And that needs to change. And I think, like, who better to do something about it than me?
That's a fact, man.
Yeah.
Now we're at this portion of the show that we all love.
Dessert,
man. We got a station. We're going to make tacos with ice cream in them. I'm going to teach you how to make it at home. All right? start off, we got some shells. I took the liberty of frying these early today. And now we have to challenge ourselves by actually putting soft ice cream into them, which I'm prepared for. So
Yep.
we got some ice cream, vanilla, and we got chocolate. That's the shell you want?
Yeah.
What drew you to that one? The color of it?
It was the first. It was the closest one.
There we go. All right, there we go.
Easiest one
Easy
to pull
enough.
out. Easiest one to pull out.
And we got a small spoon. I'm trying to see how to slide it slowly.
So the trick is to get the ice cream into the shell without breaking.
Without breaking. That's the challenge. It's not even a trick. I don't know how we're gonna do it, but we'll see. It might be easier than I'm making it out.
To get the ice cream in.
It's a little wider.
Yeah, exactly.
What kind you want?
I'll probably do a little bit of each.
Oh, this is soft.
Should we dip it in there first, or do we dip it in there after
we
the
dip
ice
in
cream?
there after.
Got it.
Yeah. You have a favorite dessert?
Favorite dessert?
This ain't that bad. This ain't that hard.
I like key lime pie.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that Is that from being in Florida?
It's from being in Florida. Yeah, spending some time down in the Keys.
I think my personal favorite is banana pudding or peach cobbler. I make a really good peach cobbler. Yeah.
Those are definitely up there on my list too.
So tell me, man, how's your body now?
Body's doing pretty good. You know, I was fortunate. I think early in my career, started eating better, found yoga, started meditating, just started taking better care of myself.
What about your mind?
Same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing. You know, I think with both the body and the mind, is use it or lose it, and so I just keep my mind really active, healing my own injuries.
Got it.
You know, both mental and physical. And I think as football players, it's easy to acknowledge the surgeries, the broken bones, you know, but I think as men in life, sometimes we don't acknowledge the emotional and psychological traumas that we go through, you know? And all of those things require some attention so that we can be our best selves.
No, that's the truth, man.
Yeah, and so I just learned, you know, to take responsibility for my own mental and physical health, and part of that was educating myself on how to do that. Okay, what's the next step?
Right now we got white chocolate, dark chocolate. What you think? We could do both too.
Yeah,
I might dip the dark chocolate.
I'll follow you.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go chocolate, vanilla. You gotta really dip it. Oh, there we go. So like that.
Oh wow.
I'm gonna come on your side. This is actually fun. For all you folks at home, if you got children, if you got grandchildren, maybe try this with them. All right, good. All right, and it's messy. I feel like children love messy things. You got children, right?
Yeah.
Do they love messy things?
They do.
Look at that.
Yeah.
I don't even have children, I knew that. What is
Messy
that like?
ones are better though, because like when your kids start like complaining about you being messy.
That looks good.
Yeah.
What you thinking? We got mad toppings. This is actually crushed up waffle cone stuff. We got walnuts, we got sprinkles, another type of circle sprinkle. And we just dip these right in it.
Oh, that's what you dip. Okay. You don't even
Yeah.
use the spoon.
Just like that, nah. Yeah, that's good. A little crunchy crunch. Look at that.
Yeah.
There we go.
I like it.
Yeah, I love it. Cheers.
Cheers.
That hit the spot. That's good. That's really good. That's interesting. Put that on this. All right. Super simple. Made a quick waffle batter. Folded it so we can shape it like a taco shell. Vanilla ice cream, chocolate ice cream, whatever ice cream you want. White chocolate, dark chocolate. And then you just dip it and tear it up. All right? I'm gonna finish this. He almost finished his. We're gonna come back in a second. All right. So how do you feel, man? How was your day? What'd you think?
It was delicious.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What was your
Good
favorite?
conversation, good food.
I appreciate it.
Dessert, man, always.
That up.
Yeah, usually when I go to a restaurant, often I'll have dessert first.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm excited about this because hopefully you learned something. Did you learn anything new?
I did. I learned about the video. I did not know.
Yeah?
Yeah. And also learned about using the acid to cut the
fat.
mayonnaise. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. So what'd you think, man? Did you enjoy yourself?
That was great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What was your favorite dish?
The conversation was my favorite part, but as far as the food, definitely dessert.
Thank you. I
my
appreciate
favorite.
it. That was delicious.
Yeah.
Just a recap for everybody at home. If you want to make these things for game day, we made oxtail birria tacos. We also had a jackfruit option as well, which is really good if you want pulled pork, whatever you want. We made elote corn and couscous salad, which was absolutely delicious. Shout out to your cumin addition to it.
Yeah.
And then finally, we topped it off with our ice cream tacos and our station for the toppings, which you can use with the family. Yeah, man, I appreciate everything. I appreciate your time, your wisdom, your stories, and just your energy, man. So
Yeah.
shout out to you.
I'm ready for the game.
Hell yeah, man. Cheers. You got dishes.
Oh, man.
All right.
Here's a game day tip for you. If you serving everybody, make sure you enjoy the party too. Make sure you're present, all right? Anything you got to add?
Just be present. You know, I think if you're the host, have a good time, and that extends to everyone else. They'll have a good time.
That's a fact. Pro tip for you. Whenever you're eating the ice cream taco, make sure you take really big bites. We're program fees here. So you don't want the taco to be dripping all over your hands. So as big as you can. And if you get brain freeze, make sure you do my dance like this.